Welcome back, guys, to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel where you get daily and consistent hot topics in music, entertainment, reality TV, and so much more. As you come into the chat, drop your elephants and your crowns and let me know where you're watching from. This is our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I literally had to watch that last 10 minutes like 3 times. 3 times. Oh, Lord. Let's give people a moment to get into the chat. Good morning, Nora. Good morning, Logan. Good morning, Bree. Good morning, Fatima. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. Good morning, Cece. Good morning, Allie. Good morning, Danny. Good morning, Celia. Good morning, Susie. Appreciate you all being here for our weekly recap of Love and Marriage Huntsville. I am again testing out equipment because, as you guys know, I will be traveling soon. So I want to make sure that everything works and that sound is good. Let me know that the sound is good. I'm actually using my Brio camera right now and not the laptop camera because if you noticed before, last Sunday, I used the laptop camera. I watched it back and I was like, I don't know if I like that. And I'm also testing out lighting, giving you guys a little bit of behind the scenes. Shout out to my TikTok fam. You guys get also a behind the scenes version of, of our recap here. Hey, Shireen, what's going on in London, UK? Guys, if you also missed out on any of the other things, hold on, y'all. I got to turn off Siri. Stop, Siri. Hold on. Let me move this. Let me move this to over here so I can. We don't need you, Siri. There we go. Come on. You know what I'm doing? I'm thinking this is touchscreen, and it is not. What's going on, everyone? Danielle, how are you feeling? What's going on? Hey, Natalie. Hey, Bree. Hey, Harriet. Appreciate you guys being here. This is, of course, our weekly Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. They are still in Vegas. And you know what I'm going to say? What I say every single week, we need a Love and Marriage, another city. I'm not going to even just say Brooklyn. We need a Love and Marriage, another city. Natalie, exactly. Inside joke with the people that watch both of us. Oh, you know, I did not bring my water. You know, I hate that. Anyways. Exactly, Susie. I literally was just like, where is my water bottle? It's over there. It's all right. We're going to recap this without it. But if you guys want your own coldest water bottle that someone literally just asked me on my TikTok yesterday, you know, what do you do for your skin? So there's a whole variety of things. But first and foremost, it's all about water. It's all about your water consumption. If you want to get your coldest water bottle, they come in multiple sizes. And if you want 10% off, there will be a link in the description of this video. Matter of fact, let me make sure that I put one there. Hold on, y'all. Let me just make sure. Just giving people an opportunity to get into the chat, guys. And also, if you didn't check out, there are 2 new videos that I posted this morning for you guys to get into. One about the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip Season 2 filming and Vicki Gunvalson acting a fool in Dorinda's home. And Melissa Gorga is denying rumors that they might be broke. So be sure to check out those videos if you missed it. And of course, any of the videos that you missed yesterday. Let me just make sure I put I did. So there is a coldest water link and discount code KEMP10. If you guys go to the Coldest Waters website, they have really cool water bottles and it actually does. You know, a lot of companies say that they do something and I tested it and I was like, oh, whoa, this thing is still cold, like ice cold. So if you like a discount of 10% off, and I see a lot of you are buying, and I see a lot of you that are getting your bottles very quickly. I love it, Coldest Water Bottle. Not only are you giving us a quality product, you're getting it to the people ASAP. I love great customer service, and shout out to them. Let me just make sure I click off something backstage, y'all. Just making sure all my things are taken care of backstage. All right, let's minimize. Let me see what you guys are saying. Yay! Shout out to Danielle. My COVID test came back negative, so I just have a cold, right? Everything that we think this year is going to be, do I have COVID or do I have the cold or do I have the flu? Either way, everyone take care of yourselves, social distance, masks, take your vitamins, do what you need to do, exercise, all that good stuff. It is Sunday. As you know, this is our weekly Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. Let's start at the top. They're still in Vegas. They are still in Vegas. Marceau, there we go. We're going to start this off good. Marceau and Maurice have a discussion. They have their own discussion about the other couples. And look, we know there are certain moments in this show that are going to be pre-produced. It's hard to do reality TV that's realistic. It's hard to do reality TV that's realistic without some pre-production. So we have to just let that part go. There are going to be pre-produced moments. And I do kind of feel that Martell and Melody's fights, I feel like they need to have a moment or they won't have any sort of storyline this year. But I do believe there's anger. I mean, rightfully so. He cheated on her for years. And they have 4 kids together. And there are moments where I can really defend Melody, and then there are moments I'm like, Melody, like when she defends Tiffany. We'll get to that. We'll get to that. So the guys are playing. Why were the guys playing basketball in their slides? Is that common? I don't play basketball I don't play basketball, period. But if I was, or if I'm doing any sport, like tennis or something like that, I'm wearing the proper sneakers. Why were they in slides? I felt like you guys are going to slip and fall and bust your head open. The things that I notice. Okay? Okay. So the conversation of surprise therapy comes up, and that comes up again later with the ladies because, of course, Lewis can't hold water, and he told his wife. Because they love to talk and act as if their relationship, I hate to say they act that their relationship is perfect, because I don't think that they do, but they do act as if their relationship is better than everyone else's. And it might be. It might be. The only close second probably would be Maurice and my girl Kimmy. Okay. Before we get into the other details of this episode, Tisha. Either Tisha's leaning in to be the insecure, annoying one. And look, there's nothing wrong with being insecure. We all have our insecurities. But she takes it to a whole other level. A whole other level. Nelly says, Tiffany and Lewis refuse to let us know their business. Right? Even though I do feel like they've given us a little bit. They have given us a little bit. So I don't want to say that they're trying to make it seem like their relationship is perfect. But they try to make it seem like their relationship is better than the other couples. Like they've gone through things and they're the wise ones here. They're the wise ones here. Lewis, I'm watching you, Lewis. I'm watching you because you like to be one way in front of the guys and then one way in front of your wife, which is not unusual. But he's as shady as she is. He is as shady and as messy as Tiffany. Okay. So they talk about the whole surprise therapy thing. We talked about that. Look, so a surprise wedding versus a surprise therapy are 2 different things. I don't know about a surprise wedding either, but definitely surprise therapy. I definitely think that was a pre-produced moment. And even if it wasn't, Tisha, what is wrong with you? If he's not on the same page with you when it comes to therapy, that's your problem. If you have to trick him in order to go into therapy, your problems are bigger than we thought. And we thought they were pretty big. Logan says that's why they're so compatible. They're both messy boots, Tisha and Lewis. Miss B says Tiffany acts like she is a therapist and all those damn questions. Yeah, that game was interesting. But before we get to the game, first of all, what was Tisha wearing at the pool? I know she was wearing a bikini, but I just felt like Tisha is trying a little hard. Like, I'm going to be sexy. I was just like, I don't know. It just stood out to me. And I was like, is this really Tisha, or is this just Tisha trying because she's insecure about something, about her relationship? I just noticed that. So again, another pre-produced moment. Why is Martell going to Melody's room to go get Melody? Why wouldn't one of the other ladies go do it? They just had a big blow up. So of course he goes to her room and they start off nice and sweet. And then it goes for war. And again, I'm going to say what we said last week. Why does Martell get so aggressive? He really gets very aggressive against a woman. So this is on camera. We all said it. So what are you doing off camera? What's happening off camera? Because he blew up. But one thing, before we even get into his big blow up, she says he tried to come into her room at 1:30 a.m. last night. And it was right before I had the thought. I said, I wonder if they still getting it in. I had that thought right before he went into the room. I was like, I wonder if they still getting it in. which is not unusual. If you've broken up with someone and you're in that transition period of like, yes, we're broken up. I mean, not everyone does. I can't say I have either. But I've heard of couples that have done that where they are still sleeping with each other, even though they're divorcing or they're breaking up or they've broken up. So I don't think that's unusual. Nora says, talk about awkward. He blew up way too much. Ebony says he's worse off camera. I can only imagine if he's that aggressive on like he's aggressive. When I say aggressive, I'm not just talking about the way he speaks. His whole body language is like, why are you coming at a woman like that? You're like 5 times bigger than she is. I mean, your legs aren't, but your top half is. Oh my goodness. Hold on, y'all. Let me just put this here. Let me see what you guys are saying. Fatima says, well, Mel and Tisha has mommy makers. Mommy makers? Wait, what am I making? This was the episode to show off their relatively new. Oh, really? Just simply says, and Martell needs to stop getting clothing from the kids section and take some anger management classes. I thought that too, because you saw when he came out of Melody's room and he was behind the island and he's like pulling his pants down. Look, he also said that he gained some weight, but it looked like muscle, really. He don't look like he gained weight. I gained weight during the pandemic. But that shirt he had on when he went to the basketball court, I was like, Martell, you could have got that. So you could still show your muscles and wear something that's a little bit bigger. That shirt he had on at the basketball, I said, what is this? What do you have on? I didn't mind the shorts, but the shorts were riding up. You had to pull them down. I noticed it. I noticed everything. Not to say his legs are that big anyway. So Tavia says the way Martell reacted when Mel said her needs were being satisfied, I don't think they are. When she said that, I was like, huh? I was like, really? But he also accused Melody of being a side chick. First of all, that's the mother of your children. Secondly, she denies it. And how does that make it right? She might be the side chick now, but you cheated on her. That there's no relevancy to what you're trying to say right now. You cheated on her. She wasn't a side chick while she was married to you, allegedly. I don't know for sure because I'm not in their relationship. Daniel says, remember he said that he needs to buy some new clothes. Yes, I do remember that. Are you here to defend Martell? But still, I'm buying clothes before my trip. He could have bought clothes before Vegas or a couple of shirts that fit. He wants to show off his body. You can still show off your body and have your clothes not riding up on you. I feel like I can't breathe. Every time I look at Martell, I'm like, whew, I can't breathe. Fatima says, Martell been wearing tight clothes from day one, not buying the weight gain. That's true too. But you know what? I have to say his confessional looks, not all of them. The one with the big bow tie thingy, I don't love. But like his confessional looks in this particular episode, I like. I generally like the way that he dresses, but there are moments where I'm like, that's a bit too tight. That's a bit too tight. Okay. Vicky said he couldn't do nothing but look and shake that head. He doesn't have money to buy clothes. I mean, you can still go. You don't have money to buy the same clothes you used to probably be able to buy, but you'll be able to go to Old Navy or something. I'm just saying. Kimberly said the shorts, the ones on the basketball court, he couldn't even move. Forget play basketball. Those suckers were riding up. Mind you, he don't even have big legs. The bigger part of him is his top half. So he was wearing already too tight legs. I mean, too tight shorts. And like I said, I don't mind it being somewhat tight. He just looks like this. Like, can you move, Martell? Can you move? I was afraid he was gonna tear something when he was yelling at Melody. Look, I don't love Melody, but she had some valid points in her conversation, and I don't feel like she triggered him. She was telling him the things that he said that triggered her. And I thought they were understandable. Hold on, wait. Hold on. Just simply says, Old Navy, Gap, so many clothing stores. I love a Gap. I love a Gap. Is this Gap? This is Gap. This is Gap. I love a Gap. Gap has some really comfortable clothing. Burlington got shorts. He could try. I haven't been to Burlington in forever. Daniel says he looks stuffed. He does. And that's what stands out. Like, he's looked stuffed before, but this particular outfit, when he came to the basketball court, I said, what is he coming here to do? What is Martell coming here to do? Not play basketball. And he didn't play. Look, he didn't play. So the fight between him and Melody, that's the only time we really get this another blow up with him. I didn't expect that blow up. Marcel comes in and pulls him out. He pulls him out. Marcel has moments of maturity and clarity that I'm just like, but at the same time, he also has a lot of misogyny too. Y'all get what I'm saying? When Tay Talk says it looks tacky. It looks tacky. But in his confessionals, Martell does look good. But we're missing the bigger part of the story. Melody says that he tried to come into her bedroom the night before at 1:30 a.m. And you saw how he quickly tried to move on from that because he thought, oh, it's off camera, no one's gonna know, and he probably didn't expect Melody. Melody is a producer, Martell. I know you know it's a reality show, and that she used to be your wife, but she also knows that she wants that check. She's like, oh, so what were you coming in here last night for? But she also tells him the things that he said that triggers her, like bringing up her kids. And I think that would be triggering to anyone. Bringing up someone's kids or them not being the greatest mom or insinuating that they're not the greatest mom. If I was a parent, I think that would annoy the hell out of me too. Especially if you're saying these kinds of things on camera. We are still on Martell. Okay, he could barely get inside those cars when they toured Vegas. And look, this is not body shaming. I think we can all collectively say Martell has a great body. But let's celebrate the body by wearing the right clothes. Natalie says, lock your door, girl. That must be the theme of this year. We need to tell Crystal in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, lock your door, and Melody, lock your door. Maybe they don't have locks on those doors inside the house. I love a good lock. I don't know why he tries it with her, because he knows she's going to tell. That's why she will not sleep with him, because he will tell us as well. But remember, he told us last week that when they were still living in the house together, he said it too. He was like, oh, you were sleeping with me. I'm like, oh my Lord. Susie says, yes, but a nice body doesn't make a person. Martell is mean in my opinion. Oh, you're right. And we see that side of Martell. You know, Martell, I think, generally tries to give us a persona that he is a nice guy, but then those moments are just not the same. And when we see him get so aggressive, it'd be different if he was just arguing with Melody, but no, he's like this, and I'm like, why are you doing this to the mother of your child? Children. I couldn't be in a relationship with him. Look, I couldn't be in a relationship with them. Guys, if you're just joining us, we're talking about Love and Marriage Huntsville. We're live on multiple platforms, including my TikTok. Hey, TikTok. We're also live on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. They got rid of Periscope, y'all. Did y'all hear? They got rid of Periscope. We didn't even know Periscope was still around, so we started doing these StreamYard streets. And now they officially got rid of Periscope, and now it's officially on Twitter. So shout out to my Twitter fam. I love having conversations with you guys on Twitter. And if you're not following me on my socials, I'm doing exclusive content on some of these different platforms, especially my TikTok and Twitter. I'm going back and forth. I'm retweeting certain funny things about reality TV, news, things like that. So be sure to follow me on all my social media, including my Instagram. Shout out to my mods that are in the room. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. Appreciate you all being here. Thank you, Miss Wilson. Sending love right back to you on this lovely Sunday. Don't forget, guys, later we will be live for our subscribers only Real Housewives of Potomac after show here on the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. I'm honestly probably going to do it just on YouTube. I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to do it just on YouTube. I got to start making certain things exclusive for each platform just so that it's special. And make sure that you guys are following me on all of those platforms so you don't miss out on those special moments. Okay. Susie says, I worked in the fitness industry for 25 years. All the good-looking people / narcissists have no personality. It's the good-looking people with true heart that are beautiful. Amen, Susie. Preach on this Sunday morning, on this Sunday afternoon. Preach on this Sunday afternoon. All right. So the other part of that argument between Melody and Martell that I didn't like was how he accused her of being a side chick to two guys. First of all, she denies that. Secondly, what does that have to do with what you're saying and doing? She didn't cheat on you. Oh, this thing is bounced. Hold on, let me just change this light, y'all. See, this is why we're testing out lighting today, testing out lighting and testing out equipment. Guys, also let me know how the sound quality is. You can tell the difference. I'm not using my Yeti mic right now, but I'm testing these things out. So when we're traveling, we can still do our lives, still be in contact with each other. So I appreciate you all providing your feedback. So shout out to our replay crew. Let me know how the sound and quality of the video is for you on your end. Everyone's going to be a little different. I'm using my Brio, so you're getting me in at least 1080. Shout out to Every Tara. Thank you so much for the love. Darren, thank you so much for letting me know about the sound. Happy Sunday, April. Claire says Martell has a pattern of spitting lies when being called out or when he's defensive. All right, so you guys don't believe that Melody actually was the side chick. Okay. What's a little bouncy? The video? That's because I'm literally on a bed. I'm on my bed. That's probably why it's a little bouncy. I'm using also a different stand. So that's probably why it's like this. Because I'm moving like this. And I shouldn't be doing that. When I'm traveling, I won't be doing that. I'm trying to be comfortable. You're in bed with Kempire right now, okay? You're in bed with Kempire. Okay. Thank you, Janine. Shaky camera. That's because I'm moving. Okay. I won't jump up and down anymore. I won't jump up and down. TikTok, Susie speaking facts in my TikTok chat. So Susie, they agree with you. Hey, good morning, everyone on TikTok. We are talking about love and marriage Huntsville. Let's get into this couples game that was called Wildin' with the Wiltos. I don't know. What are their last names? Tiffany and Lewis. Wilto. I wrote this down and I can't even make sense of what I wrote down. Whitlows. There we go. Wildin' with the Whitlows. So this conversation with them. Oh, I need to move closer. Hold on, y'all. Let me move this closer because I'm getting a little blurry. There we go. Danielle says the game was whack. The game was whack. Thank you. Just the Whitlows. But you know what? The interesting. Let me see what you guys are saying. Hold on. The episode made me sick and sad. I wanted this to be a wholesome show, but it's very messy. The disrespect going on in the circle is disheartening. The children in each family are suffering. Yeah. Susie said, I felt like I'm at the eye doctor. See, but this is why we test these things out. So I understand the things that I need to think about when I'm traveling. Just I thought hold on. I thought what Dimitri brought up was real because, I kind of felt like that too. This is on the OWN network. So I was kind of surprised that it's gotten as messy. But here's the thing. They're riding this very thin line of trying to be this sort of particular network, but at the same time garner ratings. And the show has garnered ratings, and they think because people have loved the fights between Melody and Martell, they're kind of like, oh, we need to add that element. But now it's starting to get a little toxic. Camille, thank you for the reminder. Maurice said that he's been with 6 people in one night. 6 people. That's a lot. Look, that's a lot. I was like, oh. They all had questions, but I think if you're going to play this type of game, do you want him to elaborate? Do you really want him to elaborate? I don't know if I wanted to. I mean, I want him to elaborate, but Danielle says, where are the children while they're filming? Right? And I guess they're with their families. Although it seems like they're there for weeks, they're really probably only there for a few days in Vegas. And that's all you need in Vegas. You don't need more than 5 days in Vegas, unless you want to lose your entire life. Claire says Maurice must have had been a wild one in his youth. And I honestly encourage that. I encourage people, wild and safe, but you should live up your life in your 20s so you're not regretting anything like Tisha in her 30s and probably early 40s. I'm not sure how old Tisha is. Probably in her 30s, late 30s. So Logan says the children are with Mama Wanda. Not all of them. Nietzsche says 5 is pushing it. I just don't know about 6 in one night, unless it was like an orgy. But he didn't say it was an orgy because he said he cleaned up in between. 6 in one night, though? I don't believe that. I believe the 6 in one night. I don't believe that it was as clean, or I don't believe. Oh, she's in her 40s. Thank you. Tisha's turning 40. Okay, but so her late 30s. So I don't think Tisha lived up in her 20s, and I think there comes a point, not that she's regretting not doing that, but not being more single at that time. It was probably in college. I feel like the way he said it, it felt like it was maybe during his relationship with, oh my God, Kiowa. I always mess up her name. Let's talk about Kiowa. Look, Kiowa. I always mess up her name. I apologize, Kiki. Lord. Look, I apologize. Fatima says, I don't believe it either. Hold on. He said it was a challenge. I figured it was a college thing. I just feel like he's not giving us the full story. I think he cleaned it up for everyone else when they started asking follow-up questions. I think a game like that, you can't ask follow-up questions. You just got to let people assume. You just got to let people assume. This is also a pre-produced moment when they talk about drink if you are happy in your marriage, and Marcel purposefully doesn't drink, and Tisha's over there not even paying attention, and then he has to call attention to the fact that he didn't drink. I was like, this is such a pre-produced moment. Why are they leaning into their issues being marriage trouble? Is that their storyline? Kiowa, right? Kiowa. I don't know why I mess up that name. My name is Kemp. Oh, A&M students may be able to confirm the 6. Uh-oh. If you're one of the 6 women that slept with Maurice, let us know. Was it good? No. Was it good? So Marcel alludes to Tiffany and Lewis asking these very personal questions, but that's just them. They're always asking these really personal questions or bringing up very personal things or inappropriate things. And Marcel alludes to them wanting to have an orgy. I didn't get orgy from them doing that. That just might be Marcel's dirty mind. But I did get, like, you guys are just asking way too many personal questions. Way too many personal questions. And I don't even know y'all like that. It takes me a while to warm up to people. But Lord. Ooh, hold on, y'all. I love reading these questions on Sundays. If they are, they better be careful. The faking becomes reality. Exactly. And I have a feeling I definitely didn't get right. I didn't get orgy from their questions. I just felt they're nosy as hell. They are nosy as hell. Mind y'all business. Mind y'all business. So at one point, the Tisha's question to the rest of the couples, you know, everyone's lived through marriage, divorce, things like that, and they go to Destiny and they ask Destiny, what it, she's like, I don't want advice from none of y'all or give advice to none of y'all. Nacho says the Whitlows are very messy, Lewis and Tiffany alike. And maybe that's what makes their relationship work. 601 Diva, I know the notifications on all of these different platforms don't seem to be working. Just double check. You might have to unclick your notifications and turn them back on. I did send a text to my texting community, though. So if you're not a part of the texting community, head on over to TextKempire.com. Join there if you'd like to become a member of the Kempire Daily YouTube channel, where you get daily and consistent content. Head on over to TeamKempire.com. But Tisha brings up something that I thought was so inappropriate. Even though she did ask Kimmy, can I ask this question that relates to Kiowa? And I know I'm probably saying that again incorrect. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. She's not even really on the show. Okay. Shout out to Hayden, Susie. Welcome to the texting community. Danielle says Marceau asked Destiny the question that we all want to know. Well, no, he asked it in a hateful way. What did she do to for the marriage to be over? That wasn't the appropriate question. The question is what happened in that relationship, because we don't know. She's very secretive about that. And I have to say, like, I like Destiny on the show, but if you're going to be so standoffish with what really happened, yeah, it sounds like and now I can't even think how I say this word properly anymore. Oh Lord. He said what she do for that man to leave. Exactly. He made it about her, and because he's a misogynist. So, but the question we have for Destiny is what happened in that relationship, because she says one of the regrets that she has is the fact that they weren't able to be a family, and that tore at my heartstrings because I have a heart, no matter what anyone says. Yes, thank you, Jack. No matter what anyone says, I do have a heart. Okay. So when she said that about their relationship, I was like, oh, that's a little sad. Thank you, Mel, for the super chat. She says Marceau asked that because he knows Destiny cheated. He's trying to out her. Oh, well, that's messy. That's messy. Is he friends with the chicken man, as Danielle calls him? Because even if that is the case and Destiny is your friend or in your friend group, shouldn't you look out for her? Shireen says Destiny cheated. Ooh. Oh, wait a second. Kempire, you say her name like the tribe Kiowa. It's just spelled differently. Oh. Oh. I last week I had it. This week, all of a sudden, I'm having a brain fart with that whole situation. Okay. Let me see. Vicky says, time for Destiny to go if she can't share. Yeah, I agree. And I think that's where I'm at with Destiny this week, especially because her fight with Tiffany at the end and she walks away. I'm like, you have all this energy for the men, but you don't have this energy for Tiffany, little old Tiffany. So it makes me think that she knows that Tiffany might know more and she's afraid Tiffany's going to say more. And apparently, based on what you guys are saying, she cheated, allegedly. Damn. It's like that, though? Goodness. Nitro says, what's up with Destiny talking to Martell? What do you mean? Because isn't that her friend? First, she was first friends with Martell before she was friends with Melody. So I can understand them having a better relationship as opposed to Kiowa. Thank you. This made the most sense to me. Shout out to everyone else that tried to help me. Kiowa. Kiowa. First of all, I really didn't feel the need to learn her name just because she's not really on the show. But the question, thank you for the reminder though, because the question that Tisha brings up to Maurice about him not working out the relationship. Thank you, Fatima. Kiowa. Kiowa. Okay, Kiowa. Mind you, she's a very small part of this story. She's a very small part of this story. But Tisha's question to Maurice, why is that important in this conversation? It was inappropriate. Kimmy allowed her to ask the question. However, Kimmy was just like, this is not making sense. Why would you do this? Especially after the conversation we had and we made up and we're trying to be in a better place. I'm trying to be a sister to you. But I have a feeling that Tisha prefers Kiowa because Kiowa is not so confident. She's not as strong and she's not as likable as Kimmy. So Kimmy in the group outshines Tisha. So Tisha, I think, honestly, doesn't like Kimmy. She makes it seem like she likes Kimmy, but she really doesn't like Kimmy. She's probably insecure around Kimmy because Kimmy's smart, Kimmy's beautiful. People like Kimmy. Kimmy can pretty much get into any sort of environment with anyone. Tisha can't. And I think Kiowa, she's able to relate. She's not as insecure around Kiowa. I just had that thought, y'all. I'm using my psychology degree. I'm breaking it down. I'm breaking it down. I didn't have this thought earlier, but as I'm thinking about it, and I'm like, why is she? I do think she's being passive aggressive, and I know some passive aggressive people, and they smile in your face. They smile in your face saying, oh, they want to be your sister. They want to be there for you, but they're always giving you these passive aggressive digs, and you're like, what did I do to you? What did I do to you? So that whole hugging it out, Kimmy, watch your back. Those are the people you need to watch your back out. Watch your back for are insecure people. Don't get me preaching on this Sunday. It's true. Watch your back around, because those are the ones that will stab you in the back, and almost literally. Y'all remember Selena, the singer? May she rest in peace. I could only watch that movie like twice at max. How do we get on Selena? But it made me think of that. People that want to be around you, but at the same time want to replace you. And I think that's why Kiowa and Kimmy have a better relationship, is because she's not insecure around Kiowa. Tisha, she's always trying to make it seem like she's secure around the ladies, but then we see all these insecure moments. Sorry, y'all, I have to move my feet. April says, take us to church then. Hold on. Claire says, Tisha wants Maurice and Kiowa to reconcile so bad. She doesn't want Kimmy around her because Kimmy is too real. It's true. It's kind of, honestly, they're never going to have a sister relationship because she's so jealous of her. I think she really is jealous of her. Tisha is insecure and can't take Kimmy's confidence. Insecure people can be, and I mean that to the max. If we could, look, I know it's Sunday. If we can really learn something today, guys, don't keep insecure people around you. I know there are some people that will keep insecure people around them to make them feel better about themselves, but you will end up regretting that, because those insecure people will be the ones to take you down. They will take your man. They will sleep with your man. They will steal money from you. And you know what my Jamaican mother would say? If you lie, you steal. If you steal, you kill. Just saying. Shireen says, us tourists go through some things with these insecure people. Right? Girl. Right? Just saying. A lot of people love Kimmy. And look, we give Kimmy the business when we need to give Kimmy the business, but she was not the one in this particular instance. And I do feel that Tisha is jealous of who Kimmy is, her personality. She's able to get down with the guys. She's able to get down with the girls. All the girls love her. So she's looking for ways to bring her down. Kimmy, if you're watching this, watch your back with that one. Watch your back with that one. See, my grandma used to say that. It's true, though. It's true. Yes, Mama Kim. That will always stick out to me. You got to watch out for those people that lie, because it's a short trip to killing someone. Just saying. Just saying. All right. We have almost 400 people watching, guys. If you haven't liked the video, be sure to like the video. I'm going to drop the call-in link so I can go grab some water. And I'm going to bring up you guys so you can weigh in on some of these hot topics. Guys, just remember, when you call in, make sure that your mic is good, that there's no sounds or music playing in the background. Apparently, I need to say this. And make sure you're in a good space so that we're able to hear you. Okay? You don't have to have your camera on, but I definitely need to hear you clearly. All right? Let me drop the call-in link. Again, guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel, you're getting daily and consistent content here, very much like our Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. I know a lot of you have been hitting me up about shows that you want to watch, specifically Married at First Sight. I'm not going to cover this season, but in January, when the new season of Married at First Sight starts, I'm just going to invest. I'm going to invest and buy Lifetime or something for me to watch Lifetime so we can talk about Married at First Sight, because I currently watch the past seasons on Discovery Plus, and I love it. It's one of my favorite reality shows because there's this psychology point to it that I love, and that was my major in college. So it's like the human experiment, why I love reality TV so much. So I do want to talk about Married at First Sight. So stay tuned for that. If anything, Can we talk about not this past season, but the last season? That was a mess. Season 9 and season 10 were really good. Season 11, I think, was pretty good too, but I think season 9 was my favorite, or season 10, one of them. Susie said, Kempire, I know. I've watched some of the past seasons. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Let me drop the call-in link, guys. Let me just copy this. All right. If you're just joining us, we are recapping Love and Marriage Huntsville. Susie said, I've seen every episode. Hold on, y'all. Let me just... I want to be able to pin this. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Let me just pin this. Pin. Okay. Let's move that there. All right. We got a bunch of people backstage. All right. I'm going to take some calls, guys. I'm going to turn my camera off really quickly so I can grab my water bottle. And I'm going to bring up some of you guys. Again, we have almost 400 people watching. Be sure to like the video. If you are watching the replay of this, let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville in the comment section. But as always, be sure to be polite to each other. Have civil conversation, even if you disagree. Okay? Nigel says, I don't trust Kimmy. Logan says, this season of Married at First Sight is too polar opposite. Really? Damn. The apple don't fall far from the tree. Miss Wanda equal Tisha. Well, I mean, you know, you learn from someone. All right. Let me bring up some folks. Natavia, I'm going to bring you up. Hey, Natavia.
Hello, it's Natavia. How are you?
Hello. Well, how are you?
I just want to say that I agree with a couple of people in the chat. I think that Martell and Destiny, in my opinion, I think they have either messed around or are messing around.
Keep going. I hear you.
What do you think? Oh, I wanted to see what you thought about that.
Oh, wait.
Kempire.
One more time. I was grabbing water.
Oh, okay. I think they are messing around. I think I think that it's feeding like that attitude that Destiny had with Mel this season. I don't think it's all because of Mel with her taking up with Tiffany and stuff like that. I think it's because she see that Martell still has feelings for Mel.
Okay.
And like when she came on the scene, when they had got those little sprinters, those cars, and when they were going back and forth about Melanie not knowing how to drive, like, did you see the way she was looking at them? Like the way she was looking particularly at Martell when he was saying, like, you don't know how to, I'm just trying to, protect you, or something he was saying. Like the way that it was something about the way that she was looking at him. And I'm like, why is she looking at him like that? And then when they were at that morning at breakfast before Melanie or Destiny had got there, and Maurice was like, you talked to Destiny? And he was like, yeah, of course I did. I talk to her every day. He was like, something like, don't you talk to her every day? And he was like, yeah, I talk to her every day. And the way he said it, and I'm like, why did he say that like that? I'm like, he must have told them. So you think that they have
something going on?
Huh?
So you think they have something going on?
Yeah.
Oh, she's like, really? I mean, yes. But the only reason why I don't want to believe that is just because a lot of people believe that men and women can't be friends. Do you think that?
No, I don't think that at all. I think that men and women make the best friends. But I think they probably had a moment when maybe like they were probably together and he was probably having a moment about Mel and she probably was having a moment about LeBeric, and they probably either kissed or something, and it probably maybe went further, or it probably was just a kiss or something like that. or something. Or like I said, or it could have went further. But I think something is definitely going on there because I really don't understand what her attitude is with Mel this season. It's like her attitude with Mel is going further. It's her whatever stance she had with Mel is going beyond what she feel like Mel um association with Tiffany is. Like it's beyond that her sisterhood with Tiffany. It's something different. It's not the thing with Tiffany because Destiny can hold her own. Like Mel said, like Destiny, you got this with Tiffany. Like whatever with Tiffany, you can handle Tiffany. Um,
Which I'm
it's
surprised
something
we're not
else,
seeing that.
huh?
Which I'm surprised we're not seeing that.
I I know,
Destiny and
but when they, I was thinking like, what is this thing with Destiny? What is this thing with Destiny toward Mel? Like I'm not seeing it. I know that it's this thing like with Tiffany, but it's something else. But when Maurice said that to Martell last week about Destiny, and I'm like, what? And the man's so messy. I'm like, why did he say that to him? And why did he say it to him like that? Like, why did he say that to him like that? And I'm like, was I the only one that picked that up? Like, why did he say it to him like that? And they don't just and for them to play that, it's going to play later on. They played it for a reason. They set it for a reason. It's going to play later on for a reason. And even the way that she was looking at them when they were at that, when she first came to the sprinters, even when they were in the room and when they were arguing and stuff like that, and she was in the middle of them, she was just looking like Martell, you messing with me. Why are you arguing with her like this? Like you still care about this girl, but you telling me you don't care about her like that. Like he's telling her one thing about Mel, but he's displaying something different and she see it. But in his moment, he's lost and he don't care what he done told her now because he's lost in the moment and everything is out the window when he's in his zone. But in the zone, she's in the middle of it. She's going to have to pick who she's going to be friends with. She can no longer. And then do you notice also that they don't have those moments with Destiny being separate with Martell alone, talking to him by himself, him and her anymore, where she's going off on him like you shouldn't be saying that and you wrong and you doing this and that's wrong and stuff like that. They don't have those moments with Martell and Destiny anymore.
True. All right. Natavia, I appreciate you calling in and sharing your theory. Now you got me looking at it a little bit differently.
Think about it.
Thank you for calling in. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
No problem. You too. Bye, guys.
All right, we're going to take some more callers. Obi, I see you're here. What's going on, Obi? Hey.
Hey, Kempire. No, Latavia got me thinking about something too, but I'm not getting that vibe though. If you ask me,
I don't know about that. I think people are just might be reading into it a little bit more. But if Martell is a cheater, and now people are saying that Destiny allegedly cheated on her ex-husband, well,
yeah, exactly. And then Martell himself, we can't really say that he's the type to actually want to be friends with a woman without wanting to do something, Anywho, one thought I have is I'm beginning to feel that Kimmy probably was a side chick, but she didn't know. That's kind of where I'm landing at now, because Tisha has made so many references and she has kind of like it seems to me like I believe definitely that she was definitely a side chick, but then I'm kind of thinking that the reason why she's kind of like backing out of it is maybe she didn't know, I don't know, or maybe she just doesn't want it to come out as a storyline or something, I don't know, but I'm definitely getting that vibe, because there was a blog I was reading and I was actually saying that, maybe you can correct me if you've heard it or if I'm wrong, that him and Kiowa have had 3 kids together besides Monster, 2 other kids. So there's 2 other kids outside of Marcel. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard that.
I haven't heard that. And if that is true, I'm sure that would have been out. What if they had 2 other kids?
Well, I guess time will tell, but I'm kind of hearing it here and there.
I guess time will tell.
Tiffany and Louis are corny as F. As in, I don't know. Maybe Tiffany, I'll say, I don't know. That couple, they're beginning to seem really, really corny to me. And then, like you said, the show is beginning to become very much produced, unlike, the few seasons. No. When Martell was trying to go into the room to talk to Melody, why did anybody stop him? Or, try to check him at that point?
Especially because they got in such a heated conversation the night before.
And then the heated conversations, I feel like Martell is always the one that is trying to start it up. And I'm kind of like looking at him like, damn, like, you're a man. You shouldn't be putting yourself out there like that. First of all, he's made himself look so bad on the show. Like, it's very obvious that Melody was the brain and he was Pinky in the whole situation.
Pinky in the brain.
Like, at some point, you have to just let things go. And even Mel herself, I don't feel like she should have even kind of allowed him to gaslight her like that,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. So taking a shot every time Kempire said Martell has a nice body, and I agree with you with those medium shirts and junior shorts. Going back to episodes before, did they give Wanda a confessional?
They did.
Wanda ain't playing, ain't she? Wanda ain't
she
playing.
looked completely different in that confessional last week. I was like, who is that?
Do you know one of the best moments I've had on the show so far?
What?
I think it's so uncool. I think it's so uncool. I think I look like a fool and all my friends be roasting you. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's going to be a hit. Bye, Kempire.
I can't stand you. I can't stand Obi. Obi, where the hell with that? You guys just be coming out of nowhere with this stuff. All right, let me bring up Danielle. What's going on, Danielle?
Hey, happy Sunday.
Oh, you still sound terrible. I'm sorry.
I don't sound terrible. We're not going to say that. I feel okay, though.
Oh, okay.
So let's talk Huntsville, though, because it's a lot. This episode, last night's episode was really good. And, oh, goodness. Okay. I do believe that Martell and Melody's moment was produced. And it was interesting how the producer yelled to Marceau to come help her break it up, as opposed to just yelling for anybody. But also when Tisha said, Where's Mel? Where's Mel? And he was like, I'll go get her. She was like, yeah, do that. Like, that should have been a clear sign. Like, no, don't you go get her. Let someone else go get her.
Yeah, let the girls go get her.
I think part of their problem is their divorce and everything is still new. So I feel like they both need time to heal and get through this. And it's not a matter of getting through this with being in each other's face on the same show. I think the timing of filming is good for TV because we're talking about it, but it doesn't make good sense. Like he's still hurt because I think he realizes he messed up because when they were playing that question game and his response was take care of your spouse or something about your spouse, your mate. And they were like, you can't be saying that. He was like, I didn't say your wife or your husband. He said your mate. And even though that's what he used to say that Mel wasn't doing for him, and that's why he went to coleslaw, it could be a thing too that
what's her name?
Ariane. It could be a thing that he realized he wasn't taking care of Mel too, and now he's had a little time to sit back and think about what he could have done, and he probably regrets it. But it's going to be hard for them to get past this when they have to work together. Like that's still a lot of time of them not having by themselves to get through this. And I think they need that time because it's still raw. As far as him bringing up the kids and their argument, I think his issue was the lyrics of the song were really about him and the fact that the kids know the lyrics. So and she kept saying, but they don't know what it means. Yeah, they might not know what it means now, but when they get older and learn how to process things on a different level, they're going to sit back and be like, oh, shucks, mommy wrote that song about daddy. And it might give them a whole different view. So I kind of understand why he was so upset about when he brought up the kids. And I don't think he was knocking her parenting, but he was knocking the fact that our kids know the lyrics to your song and your song is about me. And that's not good because we don't
Isn't
know.
the bigger issue though? Isn't the bigger issue that he cheated and disrespected their mother the way that he did, and not her feelings in a song?
Absolutely, but part of those issues, the bigger picture, are lyrics in her song. She talks about it, but in her defense, that's her way of releasing her stress, that pressure off of her. So I get it. She might be using this music thing as like her outlet. But I don't know. I remember asking my mother, why did she let me sing all the songs or know all the lyrics to George Michael when I was younger? And as I'm older, I had lyrics. I had Father Figure and Monkey and all. I had no clue what those lyrics meant when I was younger singing them. But as I got older, I was like, why did you let me sing those? She was like, girl, you didn't know what you was talking about. But as an adult, I'm like, but I know what they mean now. And that's why I think I understand what he's saying about the lyrics.
Mm-hmm.
As far as Destiny, Destiny's getting on my last nerve. One, she just don't like Tiffany. And that's fine. I'm okay that you don't like somebody, but girl, do you have to keep beating the same horse with your iced tea? Like, it's the whole, that really got to her. And I get what she said. Well, my mind hasn't changed from my first impression. Yeah, because you're not even open up to, she's just holding on to that one thing. Girl, you did something wrong, whether she cheated allegedly or not. Y'all not together. You don't want to talk about it. And even before the baby, like I know you said you felt a little empathy for when she said they didn't get to be a family unit, but I didn't, because I remember that dinner that they were sitting at previous season, all four of them, her, LeBaric, Martell, and Melody, and how she didn't want to, I'm not going to say conform to what he was looking for, but there were certain things that he was looking for within his woman, within his wife, that she wasn't willing to do. And they already had issues. So I felt like she probably tried to get pregnant thinking that it was going to save the marriage. That's what it sounds like, because they got a divorce really quick.
But I think the reason why Destiny even brought up Tiffany's lack of coof was because of what she brought up in regards to Tisha's relationship. How do you feel about what she said about in regards to Tisha's relationship? Every time Tiffany sits down, she's bringing up people's business.
Yeah, so I'm twofold with that one. I feel like Destiny was trying to say this wasn't the time or place. She was like, because girl, you don't know how to read the room. This is not the time or place. Well, I felt like it kind of was the time, because it was just the ladies. It was something that you didn't want to bring up with the fellas around. This is just because it's almost like a girl talk conversation. So, well, yeah.
I don't have girl talk, so.
Well, there's that. So I get it. But she brought up and I think Tiffany was wrong, because your husband brought something back to you, which is fine. That's pillow talk. We all do it. Everyone has pillow talk. But what you're not supposed to do is turn around and bring it back to the group.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I don't understand why Destiny is so hell bent on not liking Tiffany. I don't think Tiffany. I do think some of the things she said were wrong. Like when she brought up, are you staying married just for the kids? I think that's a valid question. I only think it's valid because remember when the guys were on the bus going to the sprinters, Marceau kind of said that. He kind of said he stays in it for the kids. Remember with on the conversation on the bus when they were going to drive the cars, the sprinters, and it was just the guys, and they were talking about that. Marceau said that. So I'm wondering if Tiffany brought that up to Tisha because Lewis brought that back to Tiffany. Because we don't know the whole conversation. We only see part of the conversation that Lewis and Tiffany had. But I think maybe I'm trying to give Tiffany the benefit of that. I know we don't like her just because of how she brings things to the group. But I think she's trying to give Tisha some insight on what she needs to know behind the scenes that she's not getting. Because obviously Marceau isn't going to come to her and say, you know, I'm only in this marriage for the sake of the kids. He's not going to say that. But at the same time, he knew those cameras were right there too. So he has to know it's going to get back to her. Yeah, it was last night's episode was so much. It was a good episode. I just need Destiny to get over it. Either Destiny, share your story. And that's the other thing. When Marceau asked Destiny, where's your ex-husband? I felt like he was trying to ask more so what happened, not physically, where is he? But I think I took it as though he was trying to ask her what happened to the marriage, because that's one thing she's not talking about. And if we're sitting here talking about relationships and stuff going on, Why aren't you talking about that? And what's the other one? Kimmy should have knocked Tisha out asking about Kiowa. I have to say Kiowa. That's it. That's
I'm
it.
correcting you.
But you're right. Kiowa. Tisha was dead wrong, and I'm 100% in agreement with you. Tisha feels more comfortable in that relationship with Kiowa than she does with Kimmy. She's insecure around Kimmy. The crazy part is you looked at Kimmy as your sister. You say that you want to be your sister. How about looking up to her and picking up some of her habits and putting them in yourself and help build yourself up? I don't know. Tisha's just a mess.
A lot from Tisha.
We are. And the swimsuit, to your point, was a mess. Because did you peep that she had the heels on with the swimsuit when they first came out there?
Yes, I did.
Why? You coming from out the house to the pool in the backyard? Why you got on heels?
Because she, it's Tisha. All right, let me get to some more calls because we have a long line backstage.
Bye.
Bye. Feel better. All right, Adrian, I'm going to bring you up. What's going on, Adrian? Adrian, you're muted. Adrian! All right, I'm going to have to come back to Adrian. Delicia? Oh, hold on. I see where you are, Adrian. You're on some disconnection, but I'll get it to you, Adrian, next. Delicia? I can't hear you. Delicia? I don't know what's going on with StreamYard today. I'm going to go back to Adrian. Hey, Adrian.
Hey, can you hear me now?
Yes. I guess for some reason, StreamYard had the other time you called in still up. So I went there and it wasn't coming. Now I got you.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Yeah, so let me just say, like everybody else was saying, Tisha is completely intimidated by Kimmy. I think her and Kiowa sat there. I told y'all that last week that there was that scene when Kiowa was calling Kimmy all type of side chicks. And I feel like Maurice has alluded to this before, with that the demise of their marriage was that Kiowa had cheated. They were trying to work it out, and he was like, you know what, I just can't do it. And he said that he had dated multiple people. Kimmy was one of them, and they just ended up sticking. They just vibed together, and they went. So I think that Kiowa was upset because even though she felt like there may be some reconciliation, Maurice was very clear that there wasn't. He was out. He keeps, every time he talks about that marriage, he uses the word toxic. He keeps saying that over and over and over again. So she might have thought they were reconciling, but he was done. Then he show up with sexy ass Kimmy, and now she's like, oh, okay, this is the reason why he ain't coming back. So of course she's gonna eternally have an issue with her. And now it's your son's stepmother. Remember, she was calling her all type of hoes, talking about Kimmy was wearing bikinis around her son. She started off with an issue with her because this is the one that you can blame for your marriage not working out. But your man or former man has said now repeatedly that he was done regardless. He was done. So for Tisha to sit there and commiserate with that, and I understand this is her former sister-in-law. So they do have a relationship and have had and had one for years. So I understand that, they probably formed a friendship, a real bond as sisters. You know what I mean? So, but now he's married to this woman, right? So for you to sit there and commiserate with this chick and for her to say that, and she's like, well, Kiowa said that. I don't care what Kiowa said. Why in the world are you taking her side? Like, what dog do you have in this fight except for the fact that you are also intimidated by Kimmy, but you never come right out and say that. So, and I think that, and I really just think that this whole thing about her being a side chick, it sounds as though he was done, but maybe the divorce just wasn't final. That's what it sounds like to me.
And now, that's a big question that a lot of people kind of go back and forth on, specifically when we talk about the Portia and Simon situation. So a lot of people
exactly
like, married, you shouldn't be dating. How do you feel about that?
Exactly. Listen, he was checked out. He was done. So that's what I'm saying. Even though she may have felt like there was a possibility for reconciliation because they were still legally married, this man has said repeatedly that he had checked out. So that's not Kimmy's fault. Whatever happened in that marriage, that demise of that marriage happened before she even showed up in the picture. But moving on, there was something I felt like Marceau said when they were playing basketball that caught my attention. He said that when he first met Tisha, he used to walk behind her, and he could see from behind her confidence when she walks, and then she lost it. And I'm very interested to know, when did that happen? Why did that happen? Did she lose her confidence because you cheated on her before? Did she lose some of her confidence because she's had 3 children and maybe her body has changed? That's very real. That is very real. Well, a lot of women feel like that. Maybe she's not as confident as she used to be. But I do feel like some of her issues, because this girl is very book smart, it seems like she made herself small for him and she resents him for that. That's where it seemed like it's going on her part, because didn't she, since this show has been on, did she go get like 2 more master's degrees? And this show ain't been on but 5 minutes. And she's obviously educated and book smart. And I think she made herself small in this marriage for him, and she resents that. I really do. And she's frustrated because she got all these smarts, but then she got to stay at home. And there's nothing wrong with staying home. Many women do it. But once you've been to school, hey, I can work outside of here, but my husband don't want me to. Yeah, I think there's some resentment there. As far as Tiffany, I don't understand how somebody that old doesn't have any social graces. For you to keep talking about over and over and over again, well, I'm just transparent. Well, then you need to be transparent about your business. You don't call yourself being transparent about my business. You be transparent about your business. I told y'all last week, I don't know about this girl, is that she got married in a baseball field, and Tisha met her down to the Chambers of. Remember, she said she met her at the Chambers of Commerce.
Yeah.
Remember when Tisha said? That's all we know about Tiffany. And I'm like, look, we're gonna tell Destiny she need to bring up Tiffany. I'm gonna need you to bring more of your life too, because you're trying to do this bone collector thing, but it's not working, because it's reading Mean Girl. It's reading someone who's supposed to be all successful, but you miserable, babe. You're supposed to be successful. You're in your second marriage. You're supposed to be this and that and businesswoman, and you commiserate in problems in other people's marriages. What's that about? And listen, I wouldn't have, I'm not one for violence, but I would not have minded if Destiny got up and walked out, popped Tiffany right in her daggone mouth. Because listen, and Tisha so daggone dense, she didn't even realize that Tiffany and Kimmy were trying to stop. Destiny and Kimmy were trying to stop her from keeping going down that line of questioning. And Tisha's sitting there with that goofy look on her face, and they're trying to get this woman together, right? So moving on to Martell, again, all that bucking up with Mel, he's giving me a very domestic violence tea. And like the other caller said, that the producer go, yo, we need Marceau. Why? They realize that that's the only one that can handle him. And Marceau told, he's like, yo, yes, my arms are on you. Yes, I got my hands on you, and I'm gonna keep him there. Like, that's his boy, that's his friend. They had a bunch of ups and downs, but at the end of the day, that's the one that can get Martell together, which is why they called him.
Yeah.
And I feel like Martell, nobody is body shaming you. We're clothes shaming you. That shit is too tight. You need to shop, because we tell this for women all the time. You shop for the body you have, not the body you want. If you gain 15 pounds of muscle, then you're going to have to go up a size. That's okay. And lastly, when did Mel become the side chick? When he was throwing this out about the other guys that she was messing with that had this fiancés, when did this happen, sweetheart? All y'all, her and all of them, didn't they all go to college together? I thought that's when they first came. That's where this started. Well, at least with Mel and Martell and Destiny. I feel like this is a college thing. So when did this happen, that Mel was a side chick to 2 men that had fiancé? Did you know about this in college, but then you married her anyway? Why would you marry a woman of questionable moral character if she was supposedly the side chick to 2 men that had fiancés? Or did this happen during the marriage? Because if you're trying to say this happened during the marriage, I don't believe that, because your ego would never allow you to stay with her if she did that.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the last thing I'm going to say with Destiny, I know we want her to share, but I do wonder, is she under a gag order because of her divorce proceedings? She might not be legally allowed to say nothing. The way she's ducking and diving, y'all, this might be a legal issue. He might have put a gag order on her.
For small divorces.
Listen, I don't think it's far-fetched if during their divorce proceeding, he said, you bet not mention my name or this child on that show. What's the name trying to do that to Kenya on Atlanta Housewife? Mark, that's what he tried to do to her with their divorce. That might be why Destiny ain't saying too much. She might not be able to.
But you know what? If it was me and I was in Destiny's shoes, I would say that, though. I would say that to the group of friends. I'm like, I honestly can't legally talk about it.
Yeah.
And that's
listen, like I said,
that would end the conversation.
Yeah, like them Alabama streets.
I don't believe it. I don't believe it's illegal.
Well, thing. I don't know, but I do know Marcel know more that Marcel tried to put it out there because, like I said, them Alabama streets have been saying that she was the cause of that marriage. The streets was saying allegedly that she was the cause of that marriage. There might be some questions about the paternity of that baby because they said he filed. That's why Marcel said that, because he knows he filed. That's why he said that. What did you do to make that man leave? I don't think it was just about him being messy. I think he really knows the tea.
Adrian, I have a couple more people I want to get to. I appreciate
Okay, baby. Okay, baby.
Thank you so much for calling in.
All right, sweetheart. See you tonight for Potomac.
Yes. Bye. All right, guys. I'm going to get these last two callers. So if you call in now, I'm not picking up. I'm going to get Yaya and Kimberlana up. Let me bring up Yaya. What's going on, Yaya? What are your thoughts on this latest episode?
Oh my gosh, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so, well, thank you for having me on here, first of all. I really love you. I love watching you all the time. Dang, Adrian pretty much just took up everything. She said everything that I was thinking as it pertains to, what's her name, Tisha and her husband. But one thing that I do want to touch on, I think it's really bothering me this season to see Tiffany on. She's getting on my nerves, just like she's getting on everybody's nerves. Like, girl, just like Adrian said, this is the way you're trying to be transparent. It doesn't work that way. Transparency works. If you want to be transparent about your own ish. In your own situation. Talk about your kids, talk about your marriage, talk about how you forced your husband into a marriage. Talking about he wanted to be married. Girl, please, because all we know from right now is that you proposed, it was a surprised wedding. Yeah. So yeah, be transparent. Talk more about that. I feel like it's a whole lot going on in her situation that she doesn't want to talk about, and we're gonna need to know more about that. When it comes to Destiny, though, as much as I want her to talk about her situation and what she got going on, because I feel like it's a whole lot of tea brewing in her life. It's ticking me off how much Mel is taking up for Tiffany. It bothers me because remember when Tisha and Mel had this big issue, and the one thing Tisha kept saying is that Mel was sort of a mean girl. I'm catching all the mean girl spirit when it comes to her and this Tiffany girl. She is giving me nothing but mean girl. And for you to be such friends with Destiny, you shouldn't be letting all this stuff fly out of your friend Tiffany's mouth. She's inappropriate. And just like my good sis Destiny said, you ain't got no couth. There's a time and a place, and you're new to this situation. There is no reason for you to be happy, for you to inquire so much about such personal things. She's trying to break some shit up. I'm sorry. She's trying to break some things up, marriages, trying to brew up some drama, and it's bothering me how much Mel is taking up for her. It really is. It doesn't really make any sense, and it's giving mean girl spirit.
All right, yeah. Anything else before I let you go?
Nothing else. You have a great one. Thank you for having me on.
Of course. Thanks for calling in. Y'all are preaching today on this Sunday, guys. We have over 500 and something people watching. Be sure to like the video. This is our weekly Love and Marriage Huntsville recap. We're taking a couple of callers. I'm just going to bring up our last caller. But again, if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like it. And be sure to subscribe to the channel because you're getting daily and consistent content here on Kempire Daily. We're also live on multiple platforms. Hey, TikTok. We're live on Twitch and Twitter. And we're live on Facebook, TheKempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Be sure to follow us there so you can get the exclusive lives that we will be doing on those platforms very, very soon. And also, guys, don't forget to subscribe to my podcast, Kempire Radio, where I talk about some of these hot topics, but more, and some things that I don't talk about anywhere else. Kempire Radio on all podcast platforms. Don't forget to rate and review because it matters. And one last promo. Don't forget. Oh, wait, hold on. Don't forget to get your coldest water bottle where you can keep your water cold for 36 hours or more. 36 hours or more. And it's a great way to remind yourself to drink your water. Links are available in the Kempire, well, in the description of the video, and use the discount code KEMP10 for 10% off. All right, let's take this last caller and wrap it up. Enjoy the rest of our Sunday. Don't forget, we will be going live later tonight at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap for subscribers only live chat. All right, Kimberlana, what's going on? Oh, you're muted. You're muted. Hold on. Oh, wait, you're still muted. Hold on. Unmute yourself.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, there we go.
Okay, so I'm new to the whole Huntsville love and marriage situation, but I just wanted to briefly speak on the point of the Melody doing the song and about her husband cheating.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just looking on.
I think you have a browser open with it playing in the background. And
maybe I do. Hold up, let me see.
So we can hear you clearly. Oh, she done knocked herself out. She done knocked herself out of the. We'll give her a moment to call back in, guys. I do want to say this. My last thoughts on this. Look, I love hearing your opinions because a lot of you made me start to think some things. I'm looking at Destiny and Martell a little bit differently, even though I do feel like they are friends. I think Melody, though, is treating Destiny very differently because she didn't tell her anything about her divorce. So I do think that they're Melody's holding that against her. She doesn't feel like that's a real friendship anymore. But Tiffany, she is partially doing what Carlos King has brought her on to do, and that's be messy. Kimberlana's back. Let's see what Kimberlana has to say. What's going on, Kimberlana?
Okay, so real quick, I do understand that, like, when you're going through a divorce, especially when somebody cheats, because that happened to me personally, you do have, and especially when you have kids, you know, you really want to be careful. At the time, though, you're not really thinking about, oh, what the kids are hearing and, you know, you putting it out there for the kids to know what their dad did. You're really not thinking that way. But later on, as you grow, and here I am 10 years after my divorce, thinking about what I did and how much my children heard and knew, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. That I put out there about what their dad did to me and how that has affected, especially my daughter with her father. So I'm just saying that to say that, you know, I get where she's coming from, because I did just read on Ice Cream Convos, she was saying that, you know, she felt like it was a positive thing for her to put this song out and express her different feelings and moods that she was feeling at the time.
Yeah.
But sometimes that stuff comes back to bite you. You know what I'm saying? And then later on, the kids are having issues with their dad, and you're grown and you're thinking, well, why don't you want to deal with your dad? You know, with my daughter, she went a step further and was like, you know what? I don't even think I want to get married. You know, so it really, you know, you got to be careful with how much you're putting out there. But at the time, your mindset is not the same as it is yourself 5-10 years down the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. And that's it, Kimberlana. That's all you had to say. I appreciate that. That's such an important point.
That's all. Thank you, Kempire.
Thank you for calling in.
Enjoy your show.
Thank you. I love that. I see, and that gives you a whole other perspective, guys, is because now that we can hear that, and I think if you've been through a breakup, if you've been through a divorce, your mindset isn't the same. So there are things that you probably doing that you might regret. I know I heard some things I probably shouldn't have heard about my daddy. I know there were some things, but you know, when you're in a hurt place and you don't feel supported, you are going to say some things that you probably shouldn't say in front of your children. But does it make it right? I don't know. I don't know if I would say it makes it right or not, especially because your children look to their parents as an example of what a relationship would be like. And some kids do very differently. Like, you know what? I'm going to do completely opposite of what my parents did. Or they look at him like, I'm never getting married again. Or I'm never getting married, period. So that becomes a thing where you as an adult have to deal with your childhood, quote, traumas and make those decisions for yourself. You can't always blame your parents, but they do give you the stepping stones. They do give you the stepping stones. It's going to be interesting to see how this will continue to play out during the season, because Melody and Martell are divorced. They're divorced, but they still have very young children that they have to co-parent and raise. I thought one of the episodes that they did the co-parenting classes, I thought that was very healthy. I think we need to see more of that, because I know this is a reality show and we need to be entertained, but that shouldn't be at the detriment of Melody and Martell or their very young children. Okay. Guys, I appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that sent in the super chat. Shout out to everyone that called in. Shout out to my moderators. Shout out to our Team Kempire and Royal Court members. And shout out to our subscribers. And if you're not a subscriber, if you like content like this and hot topics, be sure to subscribe to the Kempire Daily YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, The Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and TikTok. Everything is at The Kempire or Kempire Daily or Kempire Radio. My podcast, subscribe, because there we talk all kinds of stuff, and I don't talk about it anywhere else. Thank you to everyone that called in. I appreciate you all for being here. For our replay crew, let me know your thoughts on the latest episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville. What do you think about what some of the callers had to say and their perspectives? But as always, be respectful to each other. Happy Sunday. I'll see you guys later for our Real Housewives of Potomac recap at 9:30 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you guys later. Have a great day.